engaging what's going to unfold. So I'm going to turn the analysis back over to you guys. I would suggest you guys come back after the news tonight, regroup if you want to go after the tape show and do some live analysis if Biggs or somebody wants to do that, for 30 minutes, an hour after, once we know more. We go live some nights like during debates. Other nights we tape right before the shows. We can get more clips in there and have it more professional. But we will be covering all this throughout the weekend, and we'll also be covering it this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. And great job, Leanne, and, of course, Joe Biggs and everybody else. And pray for our crew that is going to be, obviously, I'm not going to say who yet for security reasons, that are going to be inside the situation in the next 24 to 48 hours. But we have our people on the move. Watson is getting up in a few hours and rolling out. And so just stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. But we cannot let them control the narrative. We have to point out that they left our borders open. They brought these people in. So even if they're not running them, which they may be, that they are behind it. All right, folks, let's fight for freedom. Let's do it. Let's not let the globalists use radical Islam as the sword to destroy the West. Thank you, Alex Jones. Well, there is nothing to indicate that there's a threat to any U.S. cities at the moment. But, of course, immediate suspicion is turning to these so-called returnees, people who have traveled to Syria and Iraq and who are now just walking through those borders back into Paris, France. So we'll have more on that later, and we'll be right back after this.
Like we've said time and time again here at INFOWARS.com, gun-free zones are kill zones. I mean, there's no other way around it. When you have an armed society, when you look at these other countries where everyone is armed, where people join the militias at a young age, you don't have high crime rates. You don't have things like that happening because criminals are going to see that as a hard target. Paris, France is a soft target. You're not allowed to be able to do that stuff. That's why we as Americans cannot take for granted the Second Amendment. That gives us the right to protect ourselves, to protect our property, our family, our loved ones, all of that. Our government is trying to take that away all the time. They're always trying to infringe upon it and wipe that out. They don't want it. They don't want you to have that ability. And if that ever happens here in America, this is the kind of stuff you're going to start seeing, because ISIS is going to see that. All these enemies that we have are going to see that, hey, we can't defend ourselves. When seconds count, police, people like that are supposed to be out there to help you, it takes them minutes to get out there. By then, there's already a body count. And like I said, 18 people killed and many wounded. That number will drop a whole lot when you have people out there that can stop that situation. When you have concealed carry people, open carry, they see something like that, they're going to go after that target and take it out, and you're going to have far less numbers than 18. That's completely ridiculous. And yet our government wants to go around and telling you that, no, we need less guns, we don't need this. Once we take the guns away, no one will have them and there'll be no more crime, which is completely and totally ridiculous, because criminals are criminals for a reason. They don't abide by laws, and they will get the weapons anyway by any means necessary through drug trades, sells. They can get it on the black market. They'll figure out a way to get it, and they'll use it to inflict harm on soft targets because you don't have that right.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction. easy assembly, low maintenance, replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139. The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com. Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life Vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Welcome back. We are talking about the terror attacks that are going on in Paris. The situation on the ground is still developing, but at least 60 people have been killed. France has declared a state of emergency. They've actually shut down the border. Now, Joe, you were actually speaking about that before the break. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so far the president has ordered the borders to be shut down. Also, there is a report that he has ordered the military to now be deployed into Paris. So things are going to be getting crazy. They're trying to get these terrorists to have these hostages inside the theater. Right now, I just got a report about a minute ago saying that police have started storming into that theater and they are trying to find these guys. So, you know, prayers for the people who are trapped in there right now, being held hostage. Hopefully that everything can go smoothly and these cops can get these guys. But, you know, like I said, our prayers are out there. This is a sad day. Right.
And now, obviously, the city is on lockdown. They're instituting a curfew there. And, of course, the situation is still developing, so we don't know exactly why this has taken place. We haven't found any sort of a manifesto or anything like that. But we did, you know, get reports today. Jihadi John supposedly was killed. Obviously, he was a ISIS celebrity there. I mean, obviously, it's total speculation, but, I mean, any ties there? Or
is this blowback from that happening?
Completely random, or I don't know.
Like we said, Paris is a soft target. They're not allowing their citizens to do this kind of stuff. So this is why Americans need to protect the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects you. You need to fight for that every day. Because there's people around this country, around this world, around the world, I should say, that don't have that ability. Right. And it's sad when something like this happens, that they can't stand up, they can't defend themselves, they can't. These numbers are so high, 60 killed, and the numbers keep going up. If there was people out there with concealed carry, open carry, whatever it may be, on the ground, you would have a lot less numbers, and this stuff could stop quicker.
Well, there's the absolute lunacy as well of having open borders and welcoming them in from these places, knowing that they're mostly military-aged men. It's not women and children from these crisis areas, that they're literally the exact same age group that ISIS says we are going to be flooding your countries and terrorizing you.
See, our government needs to look at this, all right? All these countries that have their borders wide open, this is the kind of stuff that's happening. This is what's going to happen. If we don't open our eyes, if the government, the American, bigwigs in Washington don't do something, this is going to happen here.
This is what they want.
Stories because you remember after some of our more recent shootings here in this country, Obama comes out, he says, these attacks don't happen in other countries, even though we had Charlie Hebdo right before then, and now we have this attack as well. And they always use this notion that if you get rid of the guns or if you ban the guns, the criminals are going to give up the guns. Well, go ask the people in Chicago.
Or
all
Australia.
the gangsters and everybody else still has firearms to go and terrorize the public. But when you have these soft targets, as Joe is talking about, it makes them wide open. Even if you do have a shooting like happened here in Dallas, somebody was able to fight back against the people who came in there and tried to start up some ruckus.
Right, because you're saying, why France? I mean, what did they do to ISIS, the Middle East? I mean, there's other countries, so they are just soft targets.
It's like middle school, elementary. You get the big kid, he picks on the little kid because he can't do anything.
Right.
And he does it purely out of the fact that he gets off on it. These guys are hardened criminals. They're psychotic. Just like Paul Joseph Watson called them, bloodthirsty psychopaths. That's what they are. And we have to treat them that way. We need to lock these borders down. We need to have stricter rules. We need to look at the people who are coming in. When you open your borders, when you let people flood in, you're going to get bad people. It's not saying that all immigrants, all migrants, whatever you want to call them, whatever politically correct term you want to use, it doesn't mean that all of them are bad. But when you have that open access, bad people will come in and do bad things because that's how they are wired.
Right, and that's what they've been warning, is that this isn't even, you haven't even seen the beginning of it. This is just the tip of the iceberg with this attack, and who knows how long they've been planning this, and if this supposed kill of Jihadi John, if this was something in retaliation or just to terrorize people. That's what they want. They want these countries to be terrorized.
There's sleeper cells right now in this country. There are sleeper cells right now who are waiting to do something like this, waiting on the call, waiting on some guy over there across the pond to go, hey, carry this out. Your time has come. Let's do this. Do this for Allah. Put that bomb on your chest. Do whatever. People take so many things for granted in our country.
Yes.
Wake up. Open your eyes. This will happen here if you don't make some changes.
Right. And then, of course, we've got another story from Paul Joseph Watson today about migrants there in the Netherlands who are sleeping in the street in protest of the fact that they haven't been accommodated with televisions in their rooms, and that all they're given is a bed and a roof over their head and maybe a little fridge to the side. And they're complaining about that. Meanwhile, it's costing the Netherlands $36,000 per asylum seeker to take care of them. And so these are not, like I said, these are not mothers and their children who are fleeing Syria. These are college-age men.
Well, it's like last year with the whole, influx of people coming through the border. Well, they're women and children. We went out to the borders. I didn't see tons of children. I mean, I saw some, but most of them were tatted up, gang-looking dudes who were coming over here. I doubt they're trying to go out and get a job and start afresh in a life or something like that. No, a lot of these guys are getting recruited into MS-13 gangs.
Well, some of them are MS-13.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
That's because the people who do encounter Border Patrol or the ICE agents, they know they're MS-13 because they have MS-13 tattoos on them.
Right.
Don't we have enough crime and gangs here that we don't need to import people? Of course, if people want to come through a legal, proper channel, mothers, children, that's fine, but we don't need to import crime into the country.
No, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying, is just this total lunacy of having these open borders, seeing hundreds of thousands of people flooding these countries, coming from the Islamic countries that do not like the Western way of life, knowing they're not going to assimilate into the culture that they're going into, and being kind of angry. And then, of course, you're going to have your racism and your fear already being stoked in these countries as well, causing this backlash and this fight. It's just so frightening. I mean, I think about the small towns where there's 300 people in the town, and now there's 1,000 people from another country that are, I mean, you're done. The history of your town is completely done.
I mean, the mainstream media doesn't even report on the fact that, last year, even in Falfurrias, Texas, they're finding prayer rugs, they're finding Arabic money, they're finding all this stuff we know what's happening. These guys are being imported in here, and they're sitting around and they're waiting to do something.
Why is there such a stigma with being able to talk about radical Islamism?
Why can't they just say it?
Why can't they say this was an Islamic terrorist attack?
It goes against their agenda. I mean, we have a president who's in bed with a Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, we have a president who supports